We always hear never give up,
Yeah.
right? Like it's the motivational thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what if I told you that sometimes the best thing you can do is just walk away?
Hmm.
That's what we're going to be looking at today.
Okay.
The art of strategic abandonment.
It's interesting, it really makes you think about what we believe about reaching our goals.
Yeah. We have this article here called The Art of Strategic Abandonment, Knowing When to Give Up.
Mm.
And it's got me thinking
Oh, yeah.
about all those dreams we had when we were kids.
Right.
You remember wanting to be like an astronaut
Of
or
course.
a famous musician or, in my case, a dolphin trainer,
Oh, wow.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, the author actually talks about wanting to be a space pirate
Really?
and an Alaskan mountain man.
Talk about setting your sights high.
Yeah, but it's a good point, right? Like those early dreams are fun,
Yeah,
but they don't always turn into something you could actually do.
right.
Or something that you'd even want to do when you're
They're
older.
not just about those kid dreams.
Right.
The author talks about being a runner in high school,
Okay.
working really hard,
Mm-hmm.
but never actually like winning.
Ah.
But get this, they ended up becoming a really great powerlifter.
Wow. Good for them.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Like they stopped doing something that wasn't working out.
Yeah.
And then they found something that made them successful.
Makes you wonder why powerlifting worked better for them,
Yeah, like maybe they were just better built for it.
Oh,
Or maybe
no.
they just liked it more.
That's a good point. It's not just about quitting, right?
No.
It's about noticing when something isn't working
Yeah.
and then, being brave enough to try other things that you might be better at.
Exactly.
Speaking of figuring that out,
Yes.
this article has 3 questions you can ask yourself about your goals.
No, that's helpful.
Yeah. And the first one is this really for me?
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah.
We can get caught up in what we think we should be doing,
Yeah.
like what other people think we should do.
It's like we're just going through the motions, just chasing things that aren't really ours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know I've done that.
I think we all have at some point.
That's why that second question is so important.
Okay, what is it?
Is it worth it?
Mm.
Like, we have to be honest with ourselves
Right.
and, think about all the effort and the bad stuff
Yeah.
versus the good stuff you get at the end.
You really have to weigh it all out.
And that can be hard, can it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can have a good goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it might just not be right for you at this time.
Right. Like it's good in theory,
Yeah,
but maybe not for you right now.
exactly.
You have to step back and look at it,
Mm-hmm.
see if the good things are really worth all the effort.
Like, are we just wasting our time?
Yeah, or could we be doing something that would make us happier?
So we've talked about whether it's really our goal and if
Yeah.
it's worth all the effort.
Yeah.
But there's another question
Oh.
that I think is really interesting.
What is it?
It's, am I doing this for myself or for someone else?
Whoa.
Like, that one really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Because it makes you think about all the things that are making us do the things we do.
Yeah, like those hidden things
Mhm.
that we don't even realize are affecting us.
Are we trying to get a certain job
Yeah,
because it's what our parents want?
it could be.
Or are we doing something we don't even like anymore because we don't want to let someone down?
That is such a good point.
It's so easy to do that without realizing it.
Yeah.
It's like we just start living for other people
Right, and not for ourselves.
and we forget to make our own choices.
Exactly. Choices that are right for us.
Yeah. Choices that are, like what we want and what we believe in.
I think we should talk about this idea of opting out.
Oh, yeah. That was in the article.
Yeah, and I think it's really important today, don't you?
Yeah, there's so much pressure to do more and more
Yeah.
and to, never be happy with what you have.
Right, like you always have to be hustling.
Exactly.
The author talks about how tough it is for people,
Yeah.
especially now, like having to work extra jobs.
Yeah.
Or feeling like you're running on a treadmill.
It can be exhausting just thinking about it.
It really can.
And it's easy to think, if I work harder
Yeah.
or push harder, then things will get better.
Yeah.
But what if that doesn't work?
Hmm.
What if the best thing to do is just get off the treadmill?
You mean like opting out?
Yeah, opting out of that whole rat race.
That's a really big idea.
It is, right?
And the article isn't saying to give up on everything,
No.
but it is saying that you should know when to stop. Like if it's just leading to burnout.
Yeah,
And to, be brave enough to look for other ways to do things.
like maybe instead of trying to get promoted at a job you hate,
Right.
you start your own business.
Yeah. Or maybe instead of,
Mm,
always trying to keep up with what's trendy,
yeah,
you choose to live a more simple life.
I can see how opting out could be a good thing.
It really can be.
It's like taking back your time and energy
Right.
and focusing on what really matters to you.
And isn't that what strategic abandonment is all about?
It is, right?
Like, it's not about giving up on your dreams.
No.
It's about picking the right dreams,
Mhm.
the ones that are right for you and what you want in life.
And sometimes that means,
Yeah,
letting go of the things that aren't helping you anymore,
that's true.
even if that's hard to do.
And thinking about that story,
About the runner and the power lifter.
yeah, it makes you wonder what we could all do
Yeah.
if we were brave enough to just let go of the things that aren't working out for us.
It's like
Yeah.
closing one door so you can open another one.
And who knows what's behind that other door?
Yeah. It could be amazing.
Exactly. Sometimes we just focus so much on the door that won't open
Mhm.
that we miss the one that's already open.
Yeah. This whole idea of strategic abandonment is about seeing those open doors
Mm-hmm.
and then having the guts to go through them. I
Yeah.
love that. Sometimes letting go isn't a bad thing.
No, it isn't.
It can be the smartest thing you can do
Yeah.
to, make room for something better in your life.
Right.
And it doesn't even have to be about being successful.
Sometimes it's just about letting
Yeah.
go of things that don't make you happy anymore.
The article actually uses a really good metaphor for that.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
It talks about adults being trapped in cages
What
that they built themselves.
Wow. That is a powerful image.
I know, right?
We get so used to the bars, so used to how things are that
Yeah.
we forget we have the key.
We can get out whenever we want. It's
Exactly.
about choosing to be free.
Yes. But first you have to see that you're in the cage.
Yeah, that can be hard, can't it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't even see those limits we put on ourselves.
It can feel like they're real.
Yeah, and there's no way out.
But you have to be aware of them first.
Right,
And the article has an exercise for that.
really.
Are you ready to hear about it?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm curious.
Okay, so it starts off pretty simply.
Okay,
You write down all your goals and everything you're committed to.
like everything.
Yeah, everything that's taking up your time and energy, from the
Uh.
big goals to the little everyday things.
Whoa, that already feels kind of overwhelming.
It can be, but that's the point.
Oh,
It's about making yourself really look at all those things.
okay.
So you've got your list, right?
Yeah,
Now you go through it and find the things that you really care about.
like the things that make you excited.
Yeah, the goals that are really you.
So we're separating the things we should do
Mhm.
from the things we want to do.
Exactly.
Okay, and then what? This is where it gets hard, right?
Yeah, this next part might be a little scary.
Okay.
You cross out everything else,
Whoa.
all the things you're doing because of other people, or because you feel obligated,
Yeah.
or just because you've always done them.
That's tough.
It is, but it can also be really freeing.
How so?
It's like you're giving yourself permission
Okay.
to let go of all the things you've been holding on to
Yeah.
out of guilt or fear.
Like we don't have to do them anymore.
Exactly. And the author says that this can actually be empowering because it shows you how much you're living for other people
Wow.
instead of for yourself.
It's like taking off shoes that are too small.
I love that.
You can finally breathe again.
Yeah, you can move freely.
It's like you can finally feel your feet again.
It's about having the power to choose,
Mm.
to make your life your own.
Yeah. A life that feels real and true to yourself.
So we've talked about knowing when to let go,
Right.
and we've looked at some ways to think about our goals,
Mhm.
but there's still this part of me that doesn't like giving up.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, we're always told to never quit.
Right. Like no matter what.
How can you say to never give up,
Yeah.
but also say that it's good to quit sometimes?
It's almost like the opposite, right?
It is, but the author says that giving up isn't surrendering.
Hmm.
It's about making a choice.
Okay.
Like, sometimes holding on too tightly is actually bad, and you need to let go to really succeed.
So it's not about giving up on dreams completely,
Right.
but picking the right ones.
Yeah, the ones that are worth your time and effort.
It's like deciding where to put your energy.
Exactly.
And sometimes that means
Yeah,
being smart enough to see when something's not working
right.
and then being brave enough to stop doing it.
Even if it means giving up on a goal
Yeah.
that you really cared about
It's about being honest with yourself.
and choosing to do things that are right for you.
It's about knowing that things change.
And that if you hold on too tight,
Yeah.
you can't grow.
It's like trying to wear clothes that don't fit anymore.
You can squeeze in,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but it's uncomfortable.
And it stops you from moving freely.
Exactly. And sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do.
To make room for new things.
Yes, for growth and for a life that feels more like you.
It's like the art of letting go.
It's about recognizing that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to walk away
Yeah.
from something that's not working.
Even if it means, like giving up on something you thought was important.
Exactly.
It's about trusting that something better will come along.
Right, and that can be scary.
It can. Especially for people who are used to, always pushing forward.
Yeah, never giving up.
But think about it this way. If you hold on too tightly.
To anything,
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
A goal, a belief, even a relationship.
It can actually stop you from growing.
It's like clinging to a life raft
Okay.
that has a hole in it.
You might stay afloat for a little while.
Yeah.
But eventually, you're going to sink.
It's better to let go.
And find a better one.
Even if it means going into the unknown.
I like that. It really shows how letting go can be the best thing.
Sometimes it's the only logical thing to do.
So we're leaving our listeners with this idea of strategic abandonment. And I want them to think about what they need to let go of.
In their own lives.
What goals are they holding on to that aren't making them happy?
Or what beliefs are stopping them from doing what they really want to do?
What relationships are just draining their energy?
Those are tough questions.
They are.
But they're important to think about.
Because we all have things we need to let go of.
Things that don't fit who we are anymore.
And letting go of those things,
even if it's hard at first,
can make room for so much more.
More growth, more change, more happiness.
It's about learning to let go.
And trusting that something better is out there.
So what will you choose to abandon?
To make space for something truly amazing.
The choice is yours. As we're wrapping up this deep dive into strategic abandonment,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how this doesn't just apply to the big things in life. You can
Yeah.
work for so many things, don't you think?
Totally. Like our jobs, our relationships,
Yeah.
our habits, even just like everyday stuff.
It's about seeing that we can always choose.
Yeah.
We don't have to stick with things that aren't good for us anymore.
That's a good point.
The article ends with this question.
Okay.
It says, what if, instead of always holding on,
Mm-hmm.
we learned how to let go?
Wow, that's powerful.
It really makes you think differently.
Yeah. Yeah, like it flips the script.
Yeah. Instead of thinking that giving up is bad,
Right.
we can see it as a way to take control.
And open ourselves up to new things.
It can be scary, though,
It can, definitely.
especially if you're used to, always pushing yourself.
But I think of it like this.
Okay.
Sometimes holding on too tightly can stop you from growing.
To anything, really.
Yeah, it could be a goal or a belief.
Even a person.
Yeah, like a relationship.
It's like holding on to a life raft that has a hole in it.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
You might stay afloat for a bit,
Yeah,
but you're going to sink eventually,
it's better to find a new one.
even if it means going into the unknown.
Letting go can be the best thing you do.
So as we finish up today,
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone listening to think about what they need to let go of.
It's a good challenge.
What are those goals that aren't making you happy anymore?
Yeah, or those beliefs that are holding you back.
Those relationships that are just draining you.
These are big questions.
They are, but they're important.
Because we all have things we need to let go of.
Things that don't fit who we are now.
Letting go can be tough,
It can be.
but it can also open up so much more.
Yeah. More growth, more change.
More happiness.
It's about letting go.
And trusting that something better is waiting.
So what will you choose to abandon?
To make room for something amazing.
The choice is yours. And that's it for today's deep dive.